Have you ever felt like your mind is too full? Too many worries. Too many expectations. Too many thoughts that refuse to be quiet. Sometimes life feels like a cup filled to the very top, with no room left for peace. But what if the secret to a calm mind is not about adding more wisdom, but learning how to empty the cup? Today, I want to share with you a simple story. A story about a master, a visitor, and a cup of tea. And by the end of this story, you may see your thoughts, your worries, and even your life in a completely different way. Before we begin, take a moment to breathe slowly. And if stories like this help calm your mind, please consider subscribing to the Soul Rest US, a place where stories bring peace to the heart. Now, let's begin. Many years ago, in a quiet mountain village, there lived an old Zen master. His house was small and simple. A wooden door, a small garden, a kettle always gently boiling over a fire. People traveled from far away to visit him. Some came with questions. Some came with suffering. Some came simply hoping to find peace. The master rarely gave long speeches. Instead, he told stories. Or sometimes, he simply served tea. One autumn morning, a wealthy scholar arrived. He was known in many cities for his intelligence. He had studied philosophy, religion, psychology, history. He had read thousands of books. But despite all his knowledge, his mind was restless. He could not sleep well. His thoughts never stopped. So he traveled to the mountain to seek wisdom. When he arrived, he knocked on the master's door. The old master opened it slowly and smiled. The scholar bowed politely. "Master," he said, "I have studied many teachings, but my mind is still troubled. Please teach me how to find peace." The master looked at him quietly. Then he said softly, "Come in, let us have some tea." They sat together on the floor. The master prepared tea with calm and slow movements. But as soon as they sat down, the scholar began to talk. He spoke about philosophy. He spoke about famous teachers. He spoke about theories of the mind. He spoke about meditation techniques. For nearly an hour, he talked without stopping. And every time the master tried to speak, the scholar interrupted. Yes, I already know that idea," he said. "I've read about it. Many experts have discussed that. This theory explains it better." The master simply listened. He did not argue. He did not correct him. He just quietly poured tea. Finally, the tea was ready. The master picked up the kettle and began to pour tea into the scholar's cup. The cup slowly filled. Then it reached the top. But the master kept pouring. The tea began spilling over the edge. It ran down the cup, onto the table, onto the floor. The scholar jumped up. "Stop! Stop! The cup is already full. It cannot hold any more tea." The master finally stopped pouring. He looked at the scholar gently. And then he said the words that would change everything. "Your mind," the master said quietly, "is like this cup. It is already full. Full of opinions, full of ideas, full of beliefs about what is right and wrong, full of things you believe you already know. How can I teach you anything if your cup is already full?" The room became silent. The scholar suddenly realized something. All morning he had been speaking, but he had not truly been listening. He had come to learn, but he was too busy proving how much he already knew. The master continued, "If you truly want peace, you must first empty your cup. Empty your assumptions. Empty your need to be right. Empty your constant thinking. Only then can something new enter." The scholar lowered his head. For the first time that day, he said nothing. And in that silence, something inside him began to change. In modern life, many of us are like that scholar. Our minds are always full of worries about the future, full of regrets about the past, full of comparisons, full of expectations, and sometimes we are so busy thinking that we forget how to simply be. We scroll through endless information. We listen to many opinions. We carry stress from work, from relationships, from responsibilities. Our mental cup is always overflowing. And when the mind is full, peace cannot enter. Just like tea cannot enter a cup that is already full. The truth is simple. Peace does not come from adding more thoughts. Peace comes from creating space. So how do we empty our cup? The Zen master did not give complicated instructions, because the answer is simple. First, learn to pause. Not every thought needs attention. Not every worry deserves your energy. Sometimes the best response is simply to breathe and let the thought pass. Second, learn to listen, not just to reply, but to truly understand. When the mind becomes quiet, you begin to hear things you never noticed before. Third, learn to accept. Life will never be perfect, but peace is not about controlling everything. Peace is about accepting what is. Just like the master, who calmly poured tea without rushing. When you slow down, the mind naturally becomes lighter. The scholar stayed with the master for several days, but something had changed. He spoke much less. He listened more. Sometimes they simply sat in silence, watching the wind move through the trees, listening to the sound of boiling water. For the first time in many years, the scholar felt calm. One morning before leaving, he said, "Master, I think I finally understand." The master smiled. "What do you understand?" The scholar looked at the teacup in his hands. "I came here to gain more knowledge. But what I really needed was to let go." The master nodded gently. Wisdom does not always come from adding more. Sometimes it comes from removing what is unnecessary. This simple story carries a powerful truth. Many of our problems do not come from lack of knowledge. They come from too much noise in the mind, too many thoughts, too many fears, too many expectations. But when we slow down, when we breathe, when we allow silence, something beautiful happens. The mind clears, the heart becomes lighter, and peace returns naturally, just like a cup ready to receive fresh tea. So tonight, or wherever you are right now, take a moment to ask yourself a simple question. What is filling your cup? Is it worry, anger, stress, old regrets? Maybe, just for a moment, you can set those things down. Take a slow breath. Let the mind become quiet. And remember the lesson of the teacup. Sometimes, The greatest wisdom in life is simply learning how to empty your mind. If this story brought you even a little peace tonight, please consider subscribing to The Soul Rest. This channel is a place for calm stories, quiet wisdom, and moments of reflection for the mind and heart. And if you know someone whose mind feels heavy lately, share this story with them. Because sometimes, one simple story can change the way we see life. Until next time, take care of your mind and let your soul rest.